Hi, and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I am Jean Bromage, and I am the founder of Reiki Essence Healing Arts. And today I'd like to share some reflections around the new moon in Virgo that's coming up this week, as well as the sun moving into Virgo, and then to take us through a guided meditation. Now, the themes around Virgo are very much aligned with this time of year, which is the beginning of the harvest season. And Virgo is all about creating systems putting systems in place that will help support our health and well being, not only just with our physical body, although Virgo is an earth sign, so it is very much about the the material world, our physical bodies, and so forth. But it's also about cultivating systems that are going to support our health and well-being in all dimensions of life. And with all the rapid changes that have been happening this year, so many of the systems that we've been able to count on in the past to support our daily lives are disintegrating and changing and shifting very rapidly, and they're going to continue to shift and change in the months and years to come. And so, of course, for many people, that's creating a lot of anxiety, uncertainties about the future, and also some grief and grievance over letting go of what was and stepping into the unknown with the future. And so today I'd like our guided meditation to begin to help us to come back into our center, to come back into that space of being able to accept what is, not in the sense that we condone necessarily what is for the things that are triggering us, but to accept what is so that we can then begin to tend to how we feel about what is, and then also at the same time be able to see clearly from a space of neutrality where we can download higher wisdom and intuition to be able to clearly then move forward and begin to build within ourselves, and for ourselves and for our loved ones and our communities, to have that higher perspective, to be able to see the possibilities of what we can build for ourselves, to support ourselves for the future, and to begin to crack open that light of hope. Because I know for many people, there have been feelings of hopelessness, and now is the time for us during these final months of the year to journey within and find that space within where we can anchor new perspectives into our being and begin to nurture new seeds of awakening to new possibilities. So for now, though, it is all about coming back into our inner balance, our inner harmony, and our center, and to be in that space of neutrality so that our nervous systems can begin to unwind and we can begin to feel that energy of support that's always there for us, that grace that can come through for us when we center ourselves in that space of neutrality. And so with that, I'm going to invite you to gently drop your eyelids. But before we do begin this guided meditation, I am going to guide you to place yourself as if you're sitting under a tree with the support of a tree trunk. So if you actually have access to a tree and wish, you may wish to step outside and literally sit under a tree and lean up against the tree trunk to feel its support during this guided meditation. However, if you don't feel like doing that, or you're inside and can't go outside, just as you drop your eyelids, I just invite you then to imagine yourself sitting under a tree and just really leaning back and feeling the support of a tree trunk. And then just taking a nice deep inhale through the nose And on the exhale, just allowing yourself to begin to release and relax. And as you do, feeling yourself surrender to the support of the tree trunk. And just taking a couple more deep breaths. And feeling yourself with each exhale, relaxing a little more. With each exhale, you relax a little more. And you're really feeling your sits bones and your tailbone anchored to the earth. And you're really feeling the support of the tree trunk on your back. And now I invite you to imagine a beam of sunlight coming through the branches of the tree and entering your third eye, that energy center just above your two eyebrows in the middle. This is your center of intuition, higher perspective, your ability to see the big picture. And as this ray of light enters your third eye, you just begin to allow it to move through to the back of your head and gently down your spine, one vertebra at a time. Just allowing this warm light of the sun to enter the bottom of your skull and then gently down your cervical vertebra behind your neck. And then gently moving down to the space between your shoulder blades. You may wish now to take a nice deep inhale into your heart, allowing your shoulder blades to open with the inhale, and on the exhale, allowing that light of the sun to then gently move through the vertebra and down into your middle back. And then gently down into your lower back and your lumbar spine. And then gently down through your sacrum and out through your tailbone. And as this light begins to flow out through your tailbone, I just invite you now to imagine or sense roots growing out of your tailbone and out of your sits bone and down into the earth, deep into the heart of Mother Earth. And still feeling the support of the tree trunk on your back, allowing yourself to feel more and more grounded and supported. And as these roots reach deep into the heart of Mother Earth, they begin to draw up from the heart of Mother Earth this beautiful, nourishing light that then begins to come up through those roots and back up into your body. And now breathing into your lower belly, allowing your whole being, your whole body to open up to receiving this nourishing light. And allowing it to move up through the center of your body, up through your root chakra, and then up into your navel and your sacral chakra. And then up into your solar plexus, breathing into your diaphragm and allowing your solar plexus to open and expand. This is your center of empowerment. And then allowing this nourishing energy to come up into your heart center. And then up into your throat, your center of expression. And then back up into your third eye and out through the top of your head. And then as this energy moves through the top of your head, you just begin to then allow it to flow back down and around you. Just gently flowing back down into the earth. So feeling this balanced flow of energy coming up through the center of your body and out through the top of your head, and then just gently flowing back down and around you and back down into the earth. And as you feel this balanced flow of energy moving up and back down, I just invite you to now just reflect on any areas of your life where you're experiencing resistance, places where you might be feeling some anxiety or uncertainty, or perhaps you're experiencing some grief or grievance as things have been challenging or triggering. And as you scan your body, just take a moment and note where you might be physically feeling that resistance. Maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it is in your stomach or your heart, or perhaps you're feeling that tension in your hips or your knees or your legs. And if you're able to, I just invite you to place your hands there on your body and breathe into that area of your body and just allow this nourishing energy to flow even more deeply into those places of your physical body, to allow them to open up. To feel nourished, to feel seen, to feel heard. If there are any messages coming from these places of tension, what is behind those feelings? And to just breathe and allow for those emotions to be there. Realizing that both our uncomfortable emotions as well as our joy and our love and our passion and our creativity are also allowed to flow through us. So is all the uncomfortable emotions that we might be experiencing. So to breathe into those places and allow them to be here with you at this time. And then if there are things, areas of your life where you feel helpless or hopeless, to begin to allow yourself to surrender that to the higher powers of the universe. the things that you can't control. And as you reflect on the things that you can't control that are the source of your stresses or your anxieties, as you reflect on that, a bubble of light appears, and you can place now those stresses and those worries into that bubble of light and just allow it, as you place them in that bubble of light, to allow that bubble of light to carry it for you and to surrender it to those higher powers of the universe. And as you surrender, you are now freeing up your energetic field to allow more clarity to come through. And so, if you have any questions or unknowns at this time, to just breathe and receive any information, any clarity that can come through for you that's not being distorted by fear and worry or stress. Just breathe and receive whatever information needs to come through. And that information could be an actual message, or it could be symbolic. It could be an offering from a spirit guide, a gift. It could be a color, or just a simple word. So just breathe and receive what is wanting to come through at this time. Because as we began this meditation, we opened your third eye, your center of intuition, to allow for higher wisdom to come through. And you may wish to continue to pause this meditation, to continue to receive, or if this feels complete for you, I now invite you to take some nice deep breaths. And just on the next exhale, begin to feel those roots that were drawing the energy up from Mother Earth to then begin to close up, dissolve and disappear. Just feeling yourself coming back into your own body. And while you're still having received in this beautiful flow of energy, you're now coming back into your physical being. You may wish to wiggle your fingers and toes, coming back, coming back. And on the next exhale, gently open your eyes, feeling refreshed, feeling a little freer from your stresses, and continuing to be able to move forward, feeling that love and support from both Mother Earth and from the universe. And now on this theme of finding our space of acceptance and neutrality for what is, so that we can allow more grace into our lives. For those of you who are in the New York City area, I am hosting two really amazing workshops this fall. One is going to be on Sunday, September 21st, starting at 10 a.m. And you can find the link in the comments to more information. And this is really going to build on what this guided meditation was all about, which is about really claiming that higher wisdom that's needed through the process of acceptance so that you can heal and feel whole as we move forward into the coming months and year ahead. And then in October, I'll be co-hosting a workshop with one of my Reiki Master graduates, Victoria Dieterding, and we're going to be working with the energy of our obstacles and cultivating that inner fire that's needed in order to move through obstacles and being able to confidently and boldly move ahead into the future, um, to build on what our goals, our dreams, and our intentions are all about, but in doing so in a way that masters how we deal with obstacles in our lives, both our inner obstacles, the inner patterning that that was implemented on us, that we are ready to let go of, and so releasing those inner patterns that can become obstacles, but then also finding the strength and the empowerment to cope with the outer obstacles that are beyond our control. And these are going to be two very powerful half-day workshops. We'll be doing guided reflection work, guided meditation work, shamanic journeying, as well as Reiki healing. And it's open to all, so you do not have to be a Reiki healer to participate. All are welcome. However, space is limited. We only have 12 spots available. So I do hope to see you there. And in the meantime, wishing you a beautiful new moon in Virgo.